Welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we're going to start our spooky season reading with different monsters and creatures picking my reads for the week. But before I video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things books. Just so you know, the random wheel generator and I are having a love affair because we're pulling it out again for this week. I have put on the wheel different creatures that we are going to be spinning, and whatever creature we land on has to be featured in the next book that we read for the next week. And as you can see, I've already spun, and the first creature that came up was zombie, which is interesting because after spinning this I realized that zombie was on there twice, so it was not a surprise that that came up. But I actually had to dig around and find one for this one. So obviously I tell everyone for these videos we are trying to get through our physical and our Kindle TBRs. So it has to be a book that appears somewhere on those two platforms. And I happen to have one that I wanted to read for this spooky season. And that is The Black Girl Survives, this one by various authors, that is edited by Desiree S. Evans. And I think that says Sarasica? Oh, okay. This font right here is not doing it just... Saracia J. Fennell. So those are the people. But it's got various different authors and it contains a multitude of horror stories in here by authors that I am familiar with and some that I am not familiar with. But when I looked up, there is at least one zombie story in here, which is not surprising because Justina Ireland has a story in here. I don't know if that's zombies, but she does have a series, Dread Nation, that I love that does feature zombies. So obviously this is a series of horror short stories where the black girl survives this one, because we all know the trope of who dies first in horror movies. But I'm excited to start it. It's Sunday, October, what is it, 13th, 12th, whatever day it is. So I will be continuing this on. I don't know if I will officially start the reading portion of this vlog today or if I will start that tomorrow. It really just depends how things shake out, but I'm excited to pick up our first, like, really, I've read some ambiance reads, but this is our first, like, spooky ooky read for the season. So yeah, and top it all off, we have a nice little cutesy little Halloween shirt on to kick off our seasonal reading. So yeah, I will come back to y'all once I have read through this. Obviously it's a series of short stories, so there's going to be different material to review for this one. So I will see y'all when I come back with some updates. It is Monday, and I do have the fan on because it is quite swelteringly, like, humid and hot in my room right now. So, of course, fall weather apparently only exists outside of this room right now. But I have gone through, I've read the foreword and two of the short stories in this. I mean, there's not much to say. All of the short stories are probably between, like, 20 to 40 pages long, and they're really quick to go through. The first one is kind of what I assume a Children of the Corn situation retelling. And then the second one focuses on, like, spooky space, alien-esque vibe situation. So far, I think the second one's my favorite, but also I'm only 2 short stories deep. And given the length of these short stories, they aren't really having a lot of time to develop a lot of, like, craziness to go on. You basically have your little exposition, and you have, like, the crazy spooky fright, and you have them returning back and being like, did we get them or did we not? So, we'll see. But so far, so good. It's been interesting. Now I have to go do a little grocery shopping and feed my dogs because it is, in fact, Zeus's feeding time. I do kind of want to do a little, like, Halloween movie-ish watch tonight. I'm thinking Twitches. That feels like... It is Tuesday afternoon. I did watch Twitches last night. Man, was that fun. I think I want to watch Twitches 2 tonight. Go on a little bit of, since we're doing the spooky season of vlogging right now and really, like, diving into those spooky reads, we are going to be doing our Halloween movie rewatches. So Twitches 2 tonight, maybe Halloween Town tomorrow. We'll see what the vibes are giving. But I did get 2 more short stories into this one last night. Also, the 2 that I got through last night seemed to be taking a little more, like, time to develop that spooky, like, that thrill, that tension. The last one I read revolving around, like, a family curse and a demon bride. I feel like that one really, like, from beginning to end, it's not, like, just, like, the first part wasn't just, like, getting to the character. Like, you're getting, like, you knowing the character, and you're also really developing, like, the thrill to when it actually, like, breaks in those 20 to 30, like, pages. It's like, oh, okay, I felt that. Like, from story to end, like, from beginning to end of story, like, that was the thrill I was expecting. I need to be like this. I will say so far this is a pretty solid short story collection because every story I've read has been quick, easy, nothing too frightening to keep me up at night, but just enough to like pique those spooky vibes, which I'm really loving. So I'm like 25% of the way through this. Hopefully I'll get more through it tonight, but we do have our spooky season watches to go through, and I'm currently working on finishing up my class because the class starts next week. So, you see, I spread it out for a reason, but also, when you spread things out like this, that's on me. So yeah, back to filming for the day. I'm pretty much done with editing for the week until I have to film more later, and working on this class and reading. So things to accomplish. I'm like less than 100 pages away from finishing the book, and while I'm having a lot of fun and there have been some good stories in here, I just must say the story that I'm reading right now is featuring like indie bands, and the band names that they have chosen, the names just irritate me because I'm like, as someone who loves music, I would be looking at these band names like, that was a choice. That was a choice. But it looks like we're getting a little Greek mythology in this one, and I'm quite excited. I finished The Black Girl Survives in this one, and I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I honestly think this is one of the only short story collections I've read where literally every story had me. I enjoyed all of them. I feel like if you just wanted to like have a good spooky season, like morning or like evening read, they're all relatively short like stories. I think I finished all of them in 30 minutes or less. So like if you just wanted to like get the vibe, set the ambiance, like when you're first waking up or like right before you go to bed. And I don't think any of them are like particularly gruesome or scary enough to like leave you reeling at the end, but they do address some hard topics in here. In this one, I will say that last one I was like, good for her, I'm like ready to be like, shoot him, take him out, go for it. So yeah, but that concludes the zombie portion. Then we just spun the wheel and it landed on wizard. Now I do have witch and wizard on here because I did have a story that is specifically wizards, and we are picking up Sarah Raish. If you don't know a thing about them, they seem to be doing the perfect like spooky time seasonal reads. I read their Christmas book, then they had like a St. Patrick's Day spring book, and now The Entanglement of Rival Wizards is what I'm pretty sure this book is called. It's gay, it's I don't think it's spooky. I think it's going to be gay, funny, and spicy. When you take a sharp turn left from something that's like dark and like a little like foreboding into something that's a little like spooky, seasonal, but also like funny and cutesy. Kind of like trying to choose between a horror movie and like a Disney Channel like original Halloween movie. So I'm probably about to lock in. I was going to watch Halloween Town tonight, but I think I have in fact decided to lock in and finish one of their new shows, Electric Bloom, because Vampirina just came out, and I feel like that would be a good spooky time cutesy to watch as well. So I'm going to finish Electric Bloom, and then I will start Vampirina, and then we will start this book maybe tomorrow. We'll see how things go. But so far, I really enjoyed that first book we had. It is Saturday afternoon. I did not read a lick on Thursday and Friday, nor did I film anything. I was just a little bit not feeling my best. And frankly, I kind of slept through most of the last 2 days. That's how it goes. But I did, in fact, make it through 40% of the Entanglement of Rival Wizards today. First of all, must I say, I have, in this vlog and the last vlog, I have picked up a fantasy romance featuring 2 academic rival queer wizards. One who's a bit grumpy, black cat, the other one's definitely much like a sunshine, life of the party, with one of them being named Sebastian. You know how life goes. But so far, from what we've understood about the story, is these two do not like each other. They're from rival departments. They are from rivaling statuses, I guess. One who's very much so anti-war, free the people, like give magic for free situation, to one who is the son of basically like the like a Tony Stark-esque person, creates all the weapons for the military, and now they are forced to work together on their project when they didn't want to be. And of course, his little rival to lovers turned into a bit of a romance. I have just reached the point where the romance has hit, the first kiss has happened. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I feel. And so, Two things about Sarah Raich's work. One, I don't love the pacing. It's like, even though the book is only like 300 and some change pages, it's like every chapter takes you like 20 to 30 minutes to get through, and for like a rom-com-y situation, it feels like it's dragging a little. But I will say, the swoon-worthy funny moments are always there. Like, you were guaranteed to get some swoony lines out of Sarah Reich, and I will give her that. So, I don't know how I feel so far. I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's like my top tier read, but I feel like it fits the vibes. It fits the vibes for what you're wanting right now. I have me a little trail mix to get through. Obviously this vlog ends tomorrow, so my plans is to finish the book tomorrow. So I'll let you know if anything else happens, but I will say this man literally, this might be a spoiler, kissed him, thought, oh shit, then turned himself invisible and ran. It's like, well, okay. And also the parallels with our current world and environment that are going on in the story. Sarah, I see what you're doing. Happy Sunday afternoon. We are officially 60% through the entanglement of rival wizards, and it has hit the spicy point. Like, I'm talking these two's favorite, like their favorite place is to be on top of each other. It's like every day, every night situation going on. Are they, in fact, doing this to avoid their own personal problems? Maybe. Are they acting a little more like a couple than just a situationship, casual relationship? Absolutely. But are either of them willing to acknowledge it? Not really, or at least we're only in one POV. I feel like Theo may be like, I want this, but I don't think he's ready for this, or like the signs are not there. But I'm not 100% sure. I know there's going to be a third act conflict or breakup like all the other books. I'm wondering, this one feels like it might be the spiciest of the books I've read from Sarah Reich. We just reached a bit of a fuck it moment where they're like, actually this is not off limits. Let's go full speed ahead, babes. Yeah, it's fun. My Kindle is in fact charging right now. I do have my matcha latte for the day. I'm going to watch a little YouTube, and then once my Kindle is done charging, we will pick back up on the reading process and finish that book today. I have finished The Entanglement of Rival Wizards. I think that's how I'm forgetting the name of this, by Sarah Reich. I'm just going to say I did not expect to be tearing up in this book. I will say, swoon-worthy lines. Like, they tackled some hard emotional shit in this. Whoo! Oh my god. Definitely was tearing up. Also, 50% on the spice was spicing. It felt like there was an abundance of like, okay, so you in fact cannot let go of each other physically at all. So, I think I'm going to give it a 4.75 stars. I contemplated a 5-star, but I do think the pacing was still a little too off for me, and especially during that first half, because I felt like the build-up took a minute to get there. In terms of spice, she was a spicy number in that second half. 3, 4, somewhere in there. You'll see on the screen. But yeah, highly recommend this one if you're looking for something gay, spooky, funny, but also heartwarming with a lot of depth to it for the fall season. I feel like this one would be a good read to pick up, and that brings us to the end of this week's spooky season challenge. Once again, only did 2 books. I could have read Thursday and Friday, but I decided that I was, going to sleep, because my body was giving up, basically. But yeah, so far it's been a good week. I need to actually figure out what next week's, I know what next week's video is going to be. And I'm actually probably going to start scheduling out Bookmas tomorrow. So, we'll see how things go. But let me know what you're excited to read this spooky season. If you have any fun, witchy, spooky, werewolfy, zombie-esque reads to pick up, and I will see y'all in the next one.